pickles.
Pickles? I had some pickles for supper.
Yeah, pickles.
For supper?
Yeah, I had
had
shredded
green
chicken
beans.
sandwiches. I don't like the sandwich part though, so I just eat the shredded chicken. I have some pickles on the side.
Pickles are good with it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always add mustard to mine.
I put a little mustard on the top of mine. Yeah. I don't like the bread part though.
I love shredded chicken sandwiches though, especially with a good amount of pepper and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, so good.
I had pork chops and green beans.
We had wings and pizza.
That sounds pretty good.
It was easy. I ordered it because I didn't feel like cooking. I was like, I'm not cooking today. We're gonna order food. So
we had leftovers yesterday, and then we had shredded chicken today.
I love shredded chicken. Last time I made shredded chicken though, it sat in a bowl in my fridge for like 2 weeks.
I ate it. I used it for a bunch of stuff.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I wasn't here a couple weeks ago.
So, because I just threw it away.
That was your flaw. She wasn't here.
I know. That's the thing. Is like if there's leftovers in the fridge, Madison will eat that shit. Everybody else, they don't. Me and Madison will eat leftovers.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'll eat the leftovers.
I don't give a shit. I had spaghetti in there I made one night, and there was like 3 more helpings. I threw it in a big bowl. I ate one of the helpings. I think Gavin ate a helping of it, and then somebody else ate the rest of it, I think. Or it might still be in there. I don't know.
Spaghetti doesn't last in my house.
That is one thing. Wherever I make something, if there's leftovers, I'm keeping it because it will get ate at some point, either by me or her.
Eaten.
Yeah, eaten. That's what I said. Ate. Get ate. Eaten? Eaten is a word?
Get eaten.
Is it eaten? Eaten. My bad.
Ate is a word too, but I don't think
eaten
it's the right.
Proper terminology.
Eaten would be the right.
Okay, ate.
There's a rule in my house. If it's left in there for more than 3 days, it's getting eaten by me.
It's a good rule.
I mean, you could eat it before that, though. Oh, you mean like just if anybody puts it in there?
Yeah.
I put leftovers in there with the intention of people eating it. Like, eat it.
Yeah.
For lunch, whatever. But don't let it go to waste.
Yeah.
Food is too expensive right now to
kidding.
just waste it. So.
You are not kidding.
Yeah, but everybody else is too privileged, so
Tell me
they
about
don't
it.
eat it.
Yeah, true. Like I grew up poor, man. We didn't have food, so I don't like wasting food.
Yeah.
That's how I am. So anyway, enough about that. And now that everybody's probably hungry, like, man, I could take some leftover spaghetti right now.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm good.
I ate a lot of pizza. Them wings filled me up, man. I had buffalo
Put me into a
wings.
food coma.
Your eyes are all glassy.
I'm tired anyway. So.
Well, I was laying upstairs. I was like, man, I can't fall asleep.
I can't take a nap.
All right, well, welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew. Podcast 99. 99, baby. We've been doing it big.
Doing it right.
Doing it right.
That's a song, isn't it?
Probably, I don't know. Don't forget to check out our socials. You know what they are. I'm not even going to say them anymore. They're on the screen, and they're in the description. Yeah, they're still down there.
Okay.
Floating.
Now he's just gonna put them up there just to spite us all.
No, I do every episode.
They're up there every episode.
I actually put them at the end of the episode also.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's kind of a given.
Whatever.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
Anyway, episode 99. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill you on what we're gonna do for our 100th episode now, instead of doing it at the end of the episode, so that you are aware. We're letting you know next week, for anybody who listens to the audio version of this podcast, we will not have an episode out on Spotify. That episode is going to be all visual because we are going to be watching the original House on Haunted Hill. Because we're going to go back to our very first episode where we reviewed the original and the remake of House on Haunted Hill. And we're going to go ahead and watch and pretty much bash on the original House on Haunted Hill. So for your viewing pleasure, if you want to join us for that or whatever, we're not doing it live. We're going to pre-record and then post the video. That'll be on YouTube the same date, time, and all that good stuff. It might even be up there earlier. I don't know yet. We'll see, because we're going to record this weekend instead of Tuesday. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm sorry for everybody who only listens to us, through our audio and that. just go.
Trying to do something different for the 100th.
Just for the 100th episode. And then after that, we're going to be back to our regular stuff for episode 101. Episode 101, we've already got planned out also, so we won't be drawing anything this week. Did we decide on Little Shop of Horrors? So we're going to do another double feature for our 101st episode. We're going to do the original Little Shop of Horrors along with the remake and the musical of Little Shop of Horrors. So that'll be really interesting. Yeah, because they're nothing alike at all. The original was in black and white.
Wait,
it was
It's actually a horror movie.
Wait,
It is
there was
considered
one
a horror movie.
before the musical?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
original. The original one was in black and white, and
The skeletal remains are still there. It's
Why do I
there's-
feel like I'm
there's
gonna
a-
like the original better?
the actual storyline is still there, but
yeah,
it's not a
Seymour,
musical.
the
and,
girl, the flower shop, the flower.
Yep.
But that's about it.
Jack
I've
Nicholson's in it.
only ever seen it as a
Yeah,
musical.
Jack Nicholson's in it.
Yeah,
And
for about
all the dentists.
3 minutes.
And there's dead people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what remains.
Yeah. It's a good movie, though. Honestly.
It is very good.
It's actually a very good movie.
I was
We're
very
watching both
impressed
of
with
them?
it. I remember being very impressed with it when I watched it.
Yeah, I remember watching it because I always loved the remake.
the ending was what got me. You're watching it, you know what's happening, right? And then, like, at the end, you're like, oh snap,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's really good. At least from what I remember from watching it. It's been years since I've seen it.
I've watched it twice.
I've seen it once. And then of course I've seen Little Shop of Horrors the musical several times.
Love
I've
it.
even seen we went and watched Jessica's play
We did too.
and everything. So but yeah, that's what we're gonna do for Pod 101. So don't get discouraged or nothing. And then after that we're gonna be back to our regular stuff. So
We're just trying to do something a little different for the
100th
100
episode. It's
and
something
101.
fun to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something to change it up a little bit. I think it'll be pretty cool to do. And I still got to get everything squared away with that before the weekend. But anyway, let's move on here and let's get into our last movie of the double digits.
Yeah.
Like Ace Ventura. But first, our creator profile.
Oh yeah.
All right, so who are we going to do, guys?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox. Of course we are.
Monica.
The Cox.
You know what's funny is it's sad that she's got to be our last one
Yeah.
before. I mean, I like Courtney Cox and everything.
You do.
Yeah, she's all right, But I feel like there's a lot more better people out there that we could have done for our final episode
she'd be
before we get into those triple digits.
I feel like she'd be a jerk. Like
Do you
if
think
were
so?
to meet her.
I bet she is, though. I bet she is a bitch in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd be one of
too
those
much
people.
like
Do you
Gail
know
Weathers.
who I am?
Yeah, I bet she
Gail
could be a lot like
Weathers.
Gail Weathers in real life.
Yeah.
Like kind of a
Step
bitchy.
on you to
That's
get
only
like
the
where
first
she wants
movie.
to be.
She gets
Like,
better as the movies go on.
No, she don't. She's a bitch all the time.
No,
yeah, the only
she's
reason
not.
that she's nice
feel
to
like
Sydney
she-
and all them is because they survived. Like
Yeah.
they have something.
Yeah,
no,
they're
in
friends,
the second
that's
one
it.
she's still bad, but in the third one she sucks.
I feel like
Or
she
she's
probably had
better.
humble beginnings, and she was like very humble in the beginning, and then like as her career, she just kind of
Yeah. I feel
got
like because
snobby.
she was married to David Arquette, and I'm thinking like David Arquette seems like one of the nicest dudes,
Absolutely.
and I'm like they had to have like just canceled each other out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like by him being
yes,
so
ma'am.
nice and
Anything
her
you
being
need,
so
ma'am.
bitchy.
Yes,
Like they just
ma'am.
kind of contrasted that way. But I don't know. I could be wrong. For all we know, he's a fucking asshole, and she's a very lovable person.
Yeah, we might have
So,
it completely
Yeah,
backwards.
who knows? Anyway, I will read Courtney Cox, and then you can do the movie.
I'm
Okay.
only
Sound
here
good?
for 1 week, right? I won't even be here.
Give
next
her
week.
Courtney Cox or give her the movie. You do Courtney Cox. I don't care.
I'll do both.
No, you're
I'll
only going
just
to do one.
eliminate that option.
Why? I've never seen anybody try to fight to read. Like,
She loves to read. Let her
You
read
know I
while
like
she's
reading.
here.
you want her to do Courtney Cox,
I don't care what she
and then
does.
you want to do the movie?
I don't. You want to get out of reading this week?
I'm fine with that.
I
I don't care about reading. I don't think I'm a good reader anyway. Like, I feel
I
like
get
a
tongue
monotone.
tied
you're
anymore.
boring.
It feels like I try to read and I get all tongue tied anymore.
I definitely.
But I
Get
don't really
tongue-tied.
care.
Because when was the last time we read aloud? It was like
Let
in
me read
class.
Courtney Cox and she can do the movie.
So she can stumble.
I feel
over
like
it.
Not
I feel
any
like we do
better
better
than
when
you.
she reads the movie.
Not any better than you. Yeah, because I stopped
Okay.
talking. I don't like to talk over people.
Who is Courtney Cox? Courtney Cox was born on June 15th, 1964 in Birmingham, Alabama. She studied architecture at Mount Vernon College, but dropped out to pursue modeling in New York City. Cox's big break came when she was cast by Brian De Palma in the Bruce Springsteen video Dancing in the Dark. Her best-known role is Monica Geller on the hit television series Friends. Cox was married to actor David Arquette for nearly 13 years from 1999 to 2012. Born on June 15, 1964 in Birmingham, Alabama, Courtney Cox is the youngest of 4 children born to Courtney and Richard Louise Cox.
Are you laughing at the fact that her name is Cox?
Yeah.
I've always giggled at that.
When Cox's parents split in 1974, she lived with her mother and stepfather.
Grow up, man.
Hunter Copeland.
Quit talking about the Coxes, okay? Fuck.
You mean Cluck?
As a child, she was an avid swimmer and tennis player. She studied architecture for a year at Mount Vernon College, but soon dropped out to pursue a modeling career in New York City. That pursuit led to small roles in film and television. Cox's big break came when she was cast by Brian De Palma in the Bruce Springsteen's. I feel like they're like just repeating themselves. She moved to Los Angeles and landed the role of Lauren Miller, Michael J. Fox's girlfriend, on the hit TV series Family Ties. Cox is perhaps best known for her role as Monica Geller, and we talked about this. The series made her an international superstar. Roles in feature films began with Down Twisted, with subsequent parts in films such as Ace Ventura, co-starring with Jim Carrey. Wes Craven's Scream and its sequel Scream 2 and Commandments. Cox earned a Golden Globe nomination in 2010 for her role as a divorced 40-year-old in the television series Cougar Town, which debuted in 2009. Debuted. Personal life. Cox dated Michael Keaton from 1990 to 1995.
She did?
Yep.
Michael Keaton?
90 to 95, baby. She married actor David Arquette on June 12, 1999, and the couple welcomed baby girl Coco in June of 2004. Coco's a dog's name.
Definitely.
Who names their kid Coco?
David Arquette.
Fair.
Mexican people.
After separating in 2010, the couple filed for divorce in 2012. Cox is currently engaged to Snow Patrol band member Johnny McDade.
Cox.
All right. Everybody's favorite Courtney Cox movie.
Scream. It's the only good one.
Masters of the Universe.
Which Scream?
The first one.
I thoroughly
one was
enjoyed that
alright.
movie, though.
No, it wasn't.
Did you watch the 6th
Yes,
one?
I've seen every one of them.
I like the 6th one. It wasn't that bad.
Whatever.
I thoroughly enjoyed
Really
that
wasn't
movie,
that
though.
bad.
Predictable as fuck. What? Masters
Well,
of the
yeah.
Universe?
Well, that's the thing about those movies. They're all predictable.
3,000 Miles to Graceland. That's a good one, too.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
No, it's a good one. But
It's such a bad but great movie.
what?
Masters of the
It
Universe.
is. It's a great movie. Because they ran out of money.
Yeah, it could have been so great if
Could
they
have
had the
been, yeah.
money.
I'm going to go with Scream also. That's my
Scream.
favorite of
The
her.
first one.
Like, I like her as Monica in that.
What
but
else she got? I mean, really.
she's not done a lot of movies, really. She's done a few. But yeah. I'm going to go with Scream.
They had a great set at the beginning of the movie, and then bam.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to go with a back alley. 'cause
Oh,
that's all they
man,
could
it was
afford.
She was
so
great,
terrible
but
at
she was
that.
great in Ace Ventura also. So I mean she's okay, but like the movie itself.
Yeah, it's the movie really that does it.
Yeah.
It's not really her.
But
Not
yeah,
that she
I think,
really is in.
I think
Scream
her
either.
playing a sort of character in that or whatever. I'm definitely going with Scream. Like she's amazing. She's awesome in Scream. Like her as Gail Weathers, like that
Mhm.
bitchy,
Mhm.
that
Right.
bitchy reporter. Like yeah.
Nobody else
she
could have
did
pulled
great.
it off like her.
Yeah, she did a great job. Honestly, that's her best role to date. Like her as Monica. Like okay, she just plays this girl. Like whatever. Every role she ever plays in, they're all very one note. So, but
Mhm.
whereas Gail Weathers is
It was
a much
actually, she played
better
a
character.
role.
3D. She comes off the page.
She's like Beethoven. The notes.
So, what was your favorite?
Masters of the Universe.
Yes,
I just
everybody
said-
else's Scream.
Yeah. I could change it up.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's get into what everybody's been watching this week.
What the hell have you been watching?
Let's start with Madison.
At the beginning of the week, I watched Despicable Me 1 and 2. I watched a little bit of Supernatural. Just a little bit. I just got to season 13 because I was putting off watching the last episode of season 12. But I'm on season 13, episode 3, I think. Cass is dead, so it's going slow right now. What's another show that I watched? I started
Academy.
watching... What?
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, I started watching Attack on Titan. Again. Because I watched it the first time around and I have no clue what was going on. Like, I felt like 1 minute something was happening and then they were at war with another place whenever I thought that there was only one place. So, anywhere. So I gotta rewatch it because I feel like I missed some stuff. Because that was whenever I was going through like my big art phase and I would just put TV on in the background while I drew and stuff. So I missed a lot and I don't know what I missed. Anyways. And I started watching The Umbrella Academy today. I just finished episode 3, so I'm on episode 4 now.
It's a good series. They just dropped the trailer for the final season of The Umbrella Academy today. Yeah. So,
did you know that Cobra Kai's new season's coming out on like this month on the 18th? I think.
Is it?
I think so. It's like the 18th or something.
I want him to end that show too.
Well, this is the final season.
Yeah, I know. I want him to end it. Well, there's 2 parts to it though.
Oh yeah.
So.
I think that's all I watched. Go ahead, Dad.
No, go ahead, Eric.
Go ahead, Eric.
I haven't really watched much.
Okay, Karen, what'd you watch? I'm just kidding.
Oh, I watched a little bit of Shameless too.
Sorry. What the hell did I watch? I watched a little bit of that Tacoma Fire Department again. Started watching a little bit of that again. Yeah, that's it. That's really all I've been watching.
Lame. Karen, what'd you watch?
Family Guy, In a Violent Nature.
Didn't like it? See, I told you.
I'm waiting for that Abigail movie to come out.
Abigail, it is out.
Well, it's not out.
It's on digital.
Yeah, I haven't rented it yet.
You might be able to get it on Amazon.
It's not. Well, it's coming out on Peacock on the 19th.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's good, man. You'll
It
like
is
that.
very good.
I'm really waiting for it to come out.
That's really
Do we
good.
have Peacock?
No, I got rid of it.
Police Squad, the TV show.
What?
The TV show, Police Squad, the one that the TV show or the movies were based on.
Yeah.
With Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, yeah.
The TV show is fucking hilarious.
Is it?
Oh my god. I laughed more watching the TV show than I did the movies ever.
Then there's another one I'm getting ready to start watching. It's about that nun that can see demons. Is it Evil? Something like that.
Oh, Evil, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about checking that out.
I watched the first season and it was really good. I gotta get back into it.
They're on their final season right now or something.
I wanted to wait until they finished it so that I could just
watch it all.
Finish it.
Yeah.
But the first season was really good.
I thought about watching it because I know it's got the dude who played Luke Cage in it and stuff, and I like him.
Yeah.
Taboo. That's one I have been.
Oh, the one
watching.
with Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Yeah, I thought about checking that one out.
It's pretty neat.
Is it?
Yeah.
We watched Scary Movie with Jack. That was his movie this week.
Scary movie.
What's up? Vicious Fun. That was pretty good.
Vicious Fun. Have I seen that?
That's on Shudder. It's
is that the one where the serial killers are all in the
a self-help group?
Self-help group. Yeah, I've seen
the
that.
guy just ends up there. Yeah, it's really good. Brick, Fried Berry, Deadstream, and Mute Witness. That's it.
Yeah, that Vicious Fun that wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
Don't watch Fried Berry.
What'd you think of Violent Nature? It was boring, wasn't it? It was stupid. The kills were good.
There was one kill that was good. The rest of them were kind of...
With the one where he shoved the girl's head through her and stuff. Well, no, because whenever he dropped the rock on the other dude is...
Yeah, but, I mean, I've seen that before.
True, but it's still good.
I mean, they were... That's what I'm saying. That, like, I kept thinking that it was going to be like something I had never seen before or like something amazing.
So tell
know
me
what I
your
mean?
most annoying part.
Mm,
Just say the log splitter part. The log splitter. Like the kill was cool, but the log splitter, just the noise of the log splitter running for all that time was just
no,
annoying.
that didn't really annoy me. What annoyed me really was the I was annoyed by the part that the guy was like, you know, like I killed you before, I'll kill you again, blah blah blah. You know, because you're
That whole
sitting there like,
speech.
yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna happen.
Right. There were a lot of, like, it could have been, like, tell me, your honest opinion, the movie could have been much better. A great concept, but could have been poorly executed.
It is a good concept, but you know what? I think that it could be done better. I think that any concept can be done amazingly given the right talent. Now,
I think the guy who played the killer and all that stuff was fine.
Yeah.
I thought he did great.
yeah, I think that any concept can be done amazingly with the right talent.
Right.
Now, having said that, having seen this concept play out the first time, I think it's going to take good talent to bring that concept to life because having watched it, you know, if you don't do it in a way like you said, like Leslie Vernon, where you've got this sort of talking dynamic, right? Because
well, he was very charismatic too.
Yeah,
The guy who played
that's
Leslie
what I'm
Vernon.
saying. Like if you're going from the perspective of the killer's got to be somebody. It's not just going to be some hulking Jason figure walking around.
But I'm okay with
not
that
talking.
concept. I'm okay with that concept because there's a place for that.
My
Problem is that the execution. I don't mind following him all the way through, but make it a little more interesting. You know what I mean?
That's the problem, though. If you're just following him around, there's no like. That's what I'm
But
saying.
there's a lot of
That's what I'm
long and
saying.
like the ending.
Yeah.
The ending.
Yeah.
It took like 20 minutes.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You got to have the right kind of talent to tell that story.
I think
And
the ending is what really killed it for me, though. The movie itself.
if you're gonna have like somebody that's just hulking around, not talking, you've got to have the right kind of talent to push that story
Right.
through. And that's what I'm getting at. Any concept can work with the right talent behind it. It's gonna take the right kind of talent to push that concept. If you don't have it, then you're gonna have to have a charismatic killer pushing that narrative. It doesn't work otherwise. You've just got this quiet guy hulking around killing people and you're bored.
I think he needs to watch it. It's part
He
of his
might.
fucking genre. You know what I mean? Like, he loves Jason. This guy is.
He's a very Jason-esque
He's very Jason.
killer.
Don't you guys
And-
hate those movies?
He doesn't. He loves him.
I was just talking about you.
I don't
like-
hate him. I
Okay,
just
I
don't
like
like him that
Jason-esque
much.
kind of thing. Like I like Michael Myers and Jason-esque. The only thing I like Michael Myers, I like Michael Myers stuff. The only thing that kills me about Michael Myers, he fucking teleports.
So does Jason.
So is Jason.
No.
Yeah, you're telling me he catches all them just by walking?
Right.
Yeah, they trip.
Watch Leslie Vernon. He explains that.
Yeah, he does. Leslie Vernon explains how
Behind the
how
mask?
they teleport.
He
It's so good.
explains it. It's fucking funny.
It is. He explains
He
it.
explains how Michael Myers
He
teleports.
explains,
He explains
it.
how
He
they all do
explains
it.
He explains how they all do it, and he explains it in a way that you're like,
Yeah,
Huh.
okay.
okay, yeah, I'll buy that.
So the only time, so they all run. All of them run.
Have you seen?
But the only time they run is whenever nobody's looking.
Yeah,
Oh.
you've seen the video clip where like they show like Michael Myers like walking, and then like you know he's walking, and then like you see the guy like jumps in the car, and then you see they like take the video camera away from Michael Myers, and you see Michael Myers running like jetting around, and then like stops, the camera views back on.
See, that's all fine and good, but
he's,
how
like,
often do they ever look out of breath?
Yeah,
but that's the point, is that Leslie Vernon talks about how
An ass load of cardio.
they have to do so much cardio
Yeah.
so that when you do, like when the camera comes back, or like when the person looks
He's-
back at them,
yeah.
you know, they're controlled
You've never seen
breathing.
Behind the Mask? Oh, shit's so good.
Oh,
That's
it is
such a
so
good
good.
movie.
It is such a good movie.
It's such a good. I remember whenever I watched it the first time. It just came
The
out.
best part is the
And I was
final
like-
girl, though.
Yeah, the final girl is like the
reveal.
whole reveal is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So like the whole movie, I was like, this movie's gonna be stupid, but let's check it out.
Oh no.
And I watched. I was like, that shit was clever as fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
it was.
Like, that movie puts In a Violent Nature to shame
Yes.
easily. That movie is fucking.
But that's what
gold.
I'm saying. Like, In a Violent Nature could work, but you have to have the right talent behind it to push that quiet narrative, I suppose. And I guess, to me, the other thing is like, so the necklace is what keeps him resting, but that's also what he's looking for. Does he want to go back to sleep?
That's what keeps him at rest. So
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's all he wants.
Because usually they don't want to sleep. They don't want to be put
Well, he
back
does. He just wants his necklace
And
back.
was he a kid when he was killed? I was not clear
I was
on that.
confused about that too.
So, like, I guess it is another Jason-esque thing because it's like they said he was looking for toys when he was killed, but then he comes back and he's a 9-foot tall, hulking,
They don't explain
manly.
that at all,
Yeah, so like
the
was
timeline is a little weird to me.
Yeah, so like was he a kid when he was killed or was he a man when he was killed? Because like it sounded like it could go either way.
Right.
He
Well,
fell-
then you
he
see him in
fell
the
in
one
the
scene where he's
toxic
playing
goo.
with the car, and he was kind of
playing with
childish.
yeah,
you
that's
know
what I'm
I mean?
saying. It could go either way. The way they told the story, he could have been grown.
And that
but
was one of the
still-
more interesting parts of the movie.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, he could have been grown, but like mentally feeble. So like
Right.
that either way it
Exactly.
jives, I guess. But like it doesn't jive if he was a kid, and then you got the whole Jason thing again.
It's
where
one of
he,
the
like,
movies that's worth checking out and worth talking about
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of questions to be had and answered and all that. But like, it's just not a movie that I feel like the movie could have been executed in a much better fashion.
It was interesting to see, like, from the other perspective, like, where these kids are, getting slaughtered. And usually you see it from the other perspective, but it was interesting to see, like, it was so quick for some of them,
Mm-hmm.
And usually it seems like it plays out a little longer.
Right.
I don't know. That was just one observation I had.
Anyway, you guys already... Okay, so it's me.
You're up.
I forgot, yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
I watched... What all did I watch this week? I watched the new episode of The Boys. I got 2 more episodes, I think, in this season for that. I think. I don't know how many episodes are in the season. I think there's 8. There could be 10. I don't know. Anyway, who cares? We've been watching Dragon Ball still. Me and Jackson have. What else did I watch? We watched... I think that's about it in the way of TV shows. And then we watched... we sat down and watched that new Beverly Hills Cop movie on Netflix.
We started to
I
watch
haven't.
that, and then
I've
we
been
got
waiting
distracted.
to watch it.
It's good. It's really good.
I've heard mixed. I've heard that it's really good. Then I've heard tepid. I've heard.
It's good in the fashion that okay, so it's a Netflix movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's good in the vein that it's a Netflix movie. It's got blockbuster, AAA movie theater vibes. You know what I mean? Like it's got that budget. So it was good. But it played. So there's a few things that I had an issue with in the movie, like Axel has an estranged daughter that he doesn't really talk to or get along with because apparently he wasn't there for her. Blah blah blah. One of those things, And I'm thinking like if you watch the Beverly Hills Cop movies, like all 3 of them,
That doesn't sound like
that
Axel.
doesn't sound like Axel. That's not his character. To just not be there for his own child. That makes no fucking sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's the most, that's the only part of the movie that I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, I don't believe that he's the type of person that would just abandon his child. You know what I mean? And she lives in Beverly Hills too, while he's still living in Detroit. Why the fuck wouldn't he just move to Beverly Hills? He's got friends there,
He's
cops
got
there.
lots of
Yeah,
connections.
and
It'd be like if he didn't know she was alive, it's one
no,
thing.
he knew. Yeah, he knew.
Yeah, so then that's not him.
Because the reason why he goes back to Beverly Hills is because of her. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
it's just
not
I'm
buying
like
that.
that's the only unbelievable part of the movie. I'm like the fact that you actually think that Axel wouldn't be there for his own daughter, he would choose his job over his daughter is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Because Axel is a very do the right thing kind of guy.
He would get a job at Beverly Hills. Police
Exactly. If that's
Department.
where she was.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He would have been a better father, essentially. So I was just kind of like blown away by that. Other than that, though, the movie's great. It's got a few good action scenes. The comedy is definitely there. Like, we kept laughing our asses off at the movie. And these days it's hard to find that, but it's
Yeah.
got Eddie Murphy, so
Yeah.
it's hard not to laugh.
Who is it?
Yeah. Who is it?
That's gonna be one of my favorite
That's the fucking
SNL
best
skits.
thing, dude.
Who is it?
But like even the like it brings in Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it, and he's a good character.
I love him.
Everybody like Judge, what's his face?
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, he's in it, and he's not in it a lot. He's in the beginning, and then at like more towards the end. But he's great in it. Even all of them. It's just cool. But it's a cash grab on your nostalgia, man. That's what it is.
What's his face? The guy that could never say his name, Sergey.
Oh, Sergey? Yeah, he's in it.
Because he still can't say his name. Like, what does he say? Akul?
I don't remember. Oh yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, he says it all weird, but yeah, he's in it too for about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I
Good.
fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
My
It's a good
favorite
movie,
part
though.
in the first one is when he's in the...
There's some really funny parts. Like, actually, that part with Sergey where he takes him to show him a house because they have to get into the house next door. And he takes him to show him this house, and the woman, the realtor of the house, I don't know who she is. I've seen her in other stuff, though, but she was fucking cracking me up, dude. She was like one of them prissy, like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, we don't want the house. She's like, yeah, it is kind of stupid, isn't it? I don't like it either. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, she was just kind of like goofy and funny. She did a really good job. So, but it was funny. It's a good movie. I definitely recommend it.
My favorite Axel Foley part is in the first one when he's at the restaurant and he's like, I need to talk to so-and-so. And the guy's like, yeah, you can't come in. And he's like, all right, well, tell him that Jerome was here and I went to the clinic and he says like gonosyphilis or something. Yeah. He's like, he should probably get himself checked before things start falling off of the man. He's like, maybe you should tell him. And he's like, yes, I think that's best.
Yeah, I was talking to Kendra about watching this one. She's like, yeah, I haven't really seen the other ones. I'm like,
it's been so long since I've seen them.
We just watched them with Jack a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to see all the Beverly Hills Cop movies.
I need to go back and just have an Eddie Murphy watch binge.
a phone.
Like Trading Places, all that shit.
Trading Places.
Norbit.
Love that.
Not even Norbit. Come on.
Dude, Norbit.
Why would you even bring that into the conversation?
The
I love
old
that
Eddie
movie.
Murphy movies.
Old Eddie Murphy
There's
movies,
That
yeah.
one not old?
I mean, not even the old ones. Like Nutty Professor's still good. Shit like that. But Norbit was like the beginning of his downfall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Oh my
I thought
God.
it
The
was
raunchy
hilarious
Eddie
how
Murphy.
you
Yeah,
do
the
it.
good Eddie Murphy.
You should watch some of his stand-up, like when he
Oh,
talked
man.
about getting
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
What was
I
that
love-
one he did where he's got that
we
red jacket
got
on?
McDonald's.
Oh, fuck.
Delirious.
I think it was
it-
Delirious.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh man, the raunchy
yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
Man.
If you
when
guys
he-
haven't watched
he
it, I
was
definitely would
hilarious.
recommend checking it. It's a good movie. It's worth watching, especially if you have Netflix. Just watch the fucking movie.
I'll make you McDonald's. Taste just like that McDonald's you get from the restaurant.
All right. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on here, and let's get into the movie.
Let's talk about the movie.
Alrighty. This week we watched Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Karen, give us that plot synopsis.
He is Ace Ventura, pet detective. Jim Carrey is on the case to find the Miami Dolphins' missing mascot and quarterback Dan Marino. He goes eyeball to eyeball with a man-eating shark, stakes out the Miami Dolphins, and woos and wows the ladies. Whether he's undercover, under fire, or underwater, he always gets his man or beast.
That's not a snowflake.
That's not a snowflake. 1 hour and 26 minutes. Jim Carrey as Ace. Courtney Cox as Melissa. Sean Young as Einhorn. And Tone Lock as Emilio. Dan Marino as Dan Marino. Blah, 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 blah.
So, another extremely quotable movie from the same year and the same man. This movie was quoted over and over and over again with like who the her or
Alrighty then.
alright then or really like just stupid fucking yeah.
So this movie made me realize that Carson is so much like Ace Ventura.
So I realized that
Like, I'm being dead serious.
I
I
realized
can
from this
see it.
movie that I don't like it as much as I used to because he is really fucking annoying in the movie, like throughout the entire movie.
You're lame.
I mean, I still love the movie, but it's still just he's a lot more annoying in the movie than I remember. Yeah, we'll see though. Hey, I ain't got my shut the fuck up, Karen. I ain't even gotten my review yet. Whatever. Shut up. Just read the fucking movie. Oh wait, no, sorry. Madison, what'd you watch and what'd you recommend?
Oh. I see how it is.
What?
Okay. Yes.
Oh well, then what do you mean? Shut up.
Because you almost forgot me.
No, I didn't.
He hasn't asked anyone.
I didn't
You were
ask
the first
anybody
one.
yet. You were the first one.
Karen, what'd you watch and what'd you recommend?
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
I see how it is. You just skip right over me.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Eric?
Yes.
Okay.
What about me?
How about you, Joseph? What
I
did you watch
mean,
and recommend?
I thought we should ask Frank first.
Frank, what do you think? Dumb humor, good.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, and yes. Go ahead.
What do we do next?
Read the
movie?
fucking movie.
Okay.
Here we go with this.
I got a headache
Then why do you want to read the movie?
because I want to read the movie. Duh. Acting like it's complicated or something.
You're making it complicated.
Ace Ventura is an eccentric, very unorthodox Miami-based private detective who specializes in retrieving missing animals. He struggles to pay his rent and is often mocked by the Miami Police Department led by Lieutenant Louis Einhorn.
Lois.
Did I say Louis?
Yep.
I mean,
I
it is a
meant
guy.
You already gave away the ending.
Who finds Ventura insufferable. In one case, he goes undercover as a slightly overweight delivery man. As he makes his way to his target location, he carries a fragile package and carelessly tosses it around for fun.
I bet
Once
it was
arrived-
We're
lovely.
going downtown.
I bet it was lovely, though.
Yeah.
Sounds broken.
Sounds broken. Yes.
I bet it was
I'm
lovely,
sure
though.
it is. Sounded lovely though.
As he makes his way to his target location, once arrives, he knocks at the door and poses the package to Gruff Man. Oh my god. Sorry. Once arrived, he knocks at
answer
the
the
door
phone
and
like
poses the
ringer.
package.
I don't know you.
Package to the Gruff Man, who opens it while the man signs for the package. Ace asks,
Fuck your own face!
Oh, that's not the right one.
I'm sorry. Was that expensive piece?
Because the package.
I like when he gets the paper and he's like, I can fill out the rest.
I can fill out the rest, yeah.
While the man signs for the package, Ace asks to pet his dog at the door and then tells the man the rest of the signing can be taken care of and leaves. After exiting the building,
Talks
Ace
to it like
races
a
to his
baby.
car as the man notices his dog is still at the door. After yelling at the dog to move from the door, the man goes to move it himself, but discovers that it's a fake plush toy with a note mocking his foolery. Ace had hidden the real dog in his uniform before leaving the dog. The man seemed to damage Ventura's car. Seems to damage Ventura's car with a bat.
No, he didn't
Bitch is
seem
hardcore.
He did.
He fucking did.
Mhm.
Like, he
And
took out all
even-
his windows.
Yeah, and even climbs into it when he takes off. Ventura shakes the man off and heads to the
Did
right.
shake him
He
off.
Bit
He
his
did
Yeah, next time someone asks me or makes fun of one of my siblings for being a furry, I'm gonna be like, no, she's not a furry.
Ace
She's just
Ventura
seen a
is.
lot
Then-
of Ace
then he gets-
Ventura. Ventura shakes the man off, lies, and heads to the rightful owner to claim a reward. He asks for a multitude of things, but the owner seductively pays him with a blowjob. Okay.
Not hardly, because like he's up there like moving
his
around. His
pants are
pants are
still
still
on.
obviously on.
Oh yeah. Oh, and my kids were all like, "Oh," I'm like,
Look, his
what do you
pants
have?
are on.
What is there here? Like, I
Well,
remember thinking that as a kid.
Maybe
Like,
it was just the
what are
zipper.
they doing? Because she's obviously not even taking off
Yeah.
his pants.
Which he does not argue with her doing.
It's good payment, I guess.
2 weeks before.
no guy's gonna argue.
2 weeks before
I'm
the
not going
Miami.
to fix your car.
Huh?
I'm not going to fix your car.
No.
No.
2 weeks before the Miami Dolphins are to play in the Super Bowl.
Takes your
they're-
mind off of it though. For a little bit.
Are we done about the blowjob?
Yeah.
Moving on. 2 weeks before the Miami Dolphins are to play in the Super Bowl, their mascot.
Mascot. Why, were you confused by that word?
No, I was trying to see what you were doing because I thought
You
you
made
flipped
us-
me off.
You made a quick movement. She was like,
I thought he was out the corner of my eye. He went to do something with his microphone. It looked like he flipped me off.
Hey, which one is it?
Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
No, that's not the one I was looking for. Which one was it? Go ahead. Oh, it's this one, I think.
Put that cookie down!
No, it's not that one.
Oh, which one are you looking for?
I don't have it.
Which one?
Here, I got an idea.
Man, you are one pathetic
I know
loser.
It's gonna be that one.
That one.
It's even Jim Carrey.
No.
Even know what movie that's from?
Which one, Dad?
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
Let's say phone a friend.
Pick me! Call me!
Whoa, buddy. Their mascot, a bottlenose dolphin named Snowflake, is kidnapped. Melissa Robinson, the Dolphins' chief publicist, hires Ventura to find Snowflake. Searching Snowflake's tank for clues, Ventura finds a rare triangle-cut orange amber stone, which he recognizes as part of a 1984 AFC Championship ring.
What does he say when he's like talking in front of this journalist and shit?
Oh, look, that's like my favorite part, and then it got cut from the movie.
I was just saying it was cut from the movie. I didn't see it in mine either.
It's only in certain, like the DVD version has it.
If you rent it,
If you rent it, it's in those.
it was in my clip. So
Yeah, it's in certain.
Yeah, he's like acting
Heinz
like
gets Velvets.
Yeah.
Trainer as the Dolphins.
yeah,
that's what it was.
German
and I was
shit.
like looking forward to that part because I knew the part was
I
coming up.
know.
And then it didn't happen. I was like, hold on. Did we
Back
come
up.
back? Do we circle
Rewind.
back to the tank?
Yes, so
Yeah,
any,
he acts like
any
he's like a,
theatrical cut doesn't have it
Aw.
because it was cut from the
I
theatrical.
love that part though.
Yeah, it was cut from that one because of pacing or whatever. But then
Right.
all of the home versions of it, like, have it.
Because I remember it was on the VHS.
Yeah.
I remember watching it. I'm like, that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
parts.
Oh
of the
yeah,
movie.
I love it.
How are you gonna?
Why
cut
do you want to
such a
talk
good
to
part?
Snowflake? Do you know him? Does he call you at home?
Yeah, does he call you at home?
Do you have a dorsal fin?
Ace suspects billionaire
This is
Ronald
improv.
Camp
So fucking-
may have
it's-
Do you have a dorsal?
I
Sorry.
have no clue what you guys are talking about.
You should find that scene and watch it. It's,
Yeah, 'cause you
we
missed
used
out.
to have Ace Ventura on a VHS.
oh my god.
If you want, I don't know. You probably may not
They-
remember
they-
the scene, but
it's-
it's so fucking funny.
The reporters keep asking to see Snowflake, and they keep telling him that they
And he
can't
comes
see
out of the
Snowflake.
tank.
He comes up.
He's
out of
at the
tank.
window like he's like, what is with all the commotion or something like that. He comes out-
He's all German sounding, and he's like, "What's with all the shouting?"
and then he comes out of the tank and he's like yelling at the reporters.
That's the trainer of the Dolphins.
It's really fucking
He
funny.
comes down and they're like, "We want to see Snowflake," and he's like, "Why do you want to see Snowflake? Do you know Snowflake? Does he call you at home?" He goes on. It's fucking funny, dude. Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. Hold on.
It's so funny though.
Oh my.
Turn it sideways.
Turn it sideways.
You want to talk to the dolphin? You talk to me.
What happened to him? What happened to me? 7 years I'm with Siegfried. We are making the dolphins disappear. And Roy is coming with the white tiger and we're stopping in the pants and I'm gone. Where is Snowflake? Why do you care about the dolphin? Do you know him? Does he call you at home? Do you have a dolphin pen? To train the dolphin, you must replace the dolphin. You must get to inside the dolphin head and communicate. I'm saying to Snowflake.
I forgot Oh my god, I forgot about that
Comedy
part.
gold,
Yeah.
man. I don't know why they took it out.
I fucking forgot about
Get to
that
the
part.
conference room.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's fucking classic.
There,
Yeah, I don't
our
understand.
reaction. There
7
you go.
yes.
There you go. That's what you get to look forward to next week.
I said no.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's good shit.
Oh,
That's one of the
yeah.
best parts of the movie, though.
Yeah, no shit. I don't know why they took it out. It's like one of my favorite parts.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Okay. Ace.
Dry your tears, Karen.
I'm good.
Ace suspects billionaire Ronald Camp may have stolen Snowflake, as he is known for collecting exotic animals through less than reputable
Sure.
Reputable.
Yeah.
means and sources. Ventura and Melissa sneak into Camp's party, where Ventura mistakes a shark for Snowflake and is nearly eaten.
Man, that
I don't
seems
know
like it
how he
skipped a
didn't
lot
get
right there.
What?
Seems like it skipped a lot right there.
It did. So they didn't even talk about the part where he went to the club to meet up with his friend to find out who he was.
Playing.
And
The
Cannibal
club,
Corpse was
or
on stage and he was
was it-
headbanging. He's like, "Excuse me, is so and so here?" And he's like headbanging.
It's Greg here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright.
It's funny because that was actually a favor from Jim Carrey and Cannibal Corpse. He's a big Cannibal Corpse fan. He's a big metalhead, and they came in and played. And Jim Carrey loves the band and shit, so he was kind
The
of
only
fanboying
reason that
out.
they did it was because so the production company reached out
Yeah.
and asked them to do it, and as
They
a
almost
general,
couldn't make it, I
Well,
think,
as
or
a
something like
general
that.
rule, they don't, because a lot of times production companies want you to work around their schedule.
Yeah.
Right. So they responded because they were on tour and said, "No, we can't. We're on tour." Blah blah blah. And Jim Carrey wrote back and said, "We'll work around your schedule." And so whatever day that they could come and film was the day that they
they shot
did
that scene.
Mhm.
And they skipped the part where Jim Carrey goes to the precinct the first time and does his ass talk.
Your number's still
Oh
911?
yeah, it did.
Because he did the ass talk the first
Yeah.
time.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Do you have a mint? Perhaps some Banaka? Your number's still 911? Alrighty then. How'd you like me to make your life?
That
a
part
living
where he
hell?
like knocked
Oh, you
the
gotta
other
piss him
cop
off.
on the
Oh,
ground.
yeah.
He said, "Oh." He's like, "Oh, Ventura, a homicide. How are you going to solve this one?" Well, first I'd establish a motive. Obviously, the killer became extremely jealous of the size of the roach's dick.
Then I spent 40 minutes barking his wife.
All right. Sorry, alrighty then. Camp apologizes and shakes Ventura's hand, revealing on one of his fingers an amber stone identical to the one Ventura found, ruling out Camp. Ventura concludes that a member of the 1984 Miami Dolphins lineup may have kidnapped Snowflake and attempts to identify the culprit by their rings. However, he discovers all the team members' rings are intact.
That's
Roger
literally like the
Cadet.
best part of the whole movie,
What?
where he's going after all of
Yeah.
them for their rings.
The dude in the bathroom.
The dude in the bathroom is hilarious, but my favorite is the running guy.
Oh yeah,
That he doesn't get him till the end. He has to
Instead of
chloroform him
pouring
and
from his
he
ass.
gets him down the ground.
that shit was funny.
The dude in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah,
Fucking-
he's looking down, and he's like,
He's like,
and he looks at him and he smiles. He's like,
Fucking runs behind him all like.
I just talked about that. Was it last
Yeah, I
week?
think so,
talked
yeah.
about
that shit was funny.
Yeah, because I thought, what's his face? Ken Foray looked like he was running like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Roger Predactor, the team's head of operations, mysteriously dies after falling from his apartment balcony. Einhorn declares it a suicide, but Ventura proves that it was a murder. He comes across an old photograph of the football team and discovers an unfamiliar player named Ray Finkel, who was only added in during midseason.
And then they get it on.
With
A
all
wee
those
moe,
fucking
a wee moe.
animals.
Yeah, they skipped the part where Ace Ventura meets his landlord.
Oh, at the beginning, yeah.
Hello,
Ventura.
Satan.
Yes, Satan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. I like how, like everybody has a doggy door in their freezer, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
he's looking around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is there a doggy door in the freezer? Like,
And then the penguins start piling out.
yeah, I love that he's
Big
got them all
ice.
so well trained though.
Mm-hmm.
Big ice. Everybody likes
Big
their own
ice,
big
yeah,
ice.
big ice.
Easy way to fill a
All
cooler.
right.
It's like a big ass ice dispenser.
Yeah.
Finkel missed the field goal kick at the end of Super Bowl. Oh my god, I don't know what
Super Bowl 17.
Is that what that is?
It's
Yeah.
Super Bowl 17.
It's an X, a V, and then 2 I's.
It's
Yeah,
17. Yeah.
All right. Super
Roman
Bowl
numerals.
17, which cost the Dolphins the championship.
But he got
ruining
himself a
his
ring,
career.
didn't he?
Huh?
It's quoting the movie. But he got himself a ring, didn't he?
Oh yeah. What about it?
She was quoting the movie.
Oh. Visiting Finkel's parents, Ventura learns that Finkel fully blames Dan Marino.
So I'm pretty sure that the reason why she was losing her mind was because of all the lead and the paint in that house.
Had to.
Because that paint was just peeling off of all those walls. I'm like, good lord! Like, is that place can't be safe to live in?
I'm looking for Ray Finkel
Yeah.
and a clean pair of shorts. She expects some home any minute, you see? The engine's running, but there's nobody behind the wheel.
There's nobody behind the wheel.
Oh, with a child like that, I think you'd lose your mind too.
At least you know how he lost his mind. He definitely inherited that shit. So
No, I think that happened because of the whole
So
Dan
I want
Marino.
to call out one thing between the ending and the part where they're taking Snowflake. They obviously, like, they're showing Ray Finkel's hand in the pool or in the tank.
That's obviously a man's
It's
hand.
obviously a man's hand. Obviously a man's hand. But then it's revealed that, like, he had, obviously had all this stuff done and whatnot. We're not gonna. Anyway, but like he sticks his hand in there. It's like obviously a man's hand. Like, how do you? Like,
Maybe it was pre-surgery.
He had it all done and became a cop within a few days.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so.
Rose up the ranks.
Like, if they would have showed her hands and like she had man hands, I'd be like, yeah, okay, and that probably would have been funny too.
That would have been really funny. Yeah. No, I don't know. I can't answer that. Throw you off the trail.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it could be one of those Dr. Jekyll and Hyde kind of ordeal. Maybe it's just like a circus.
Maybe.
He just like flip flops.
Yeah, this is serum. Just gotta take
Like,
it.
there's a twist, like an M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end,
Yeah.
and Dan Marino's in on it. And it was actually Dan Marino's hand.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
That's some real shit you just said there.
Some fuckery going on right there.
For the end,
It was a shit that was in the panties, not a dick.
Whenever I was a kid, that's what I was like, what is that? Like, I never understood. Like, there's no way he can tuck it that far behind. You know what I mean? Like, I always thought, like, no way. And then I'm like, that has to be, like, did you take a shit? Like, was that poo in her britches?
Dookie.
You know what I mean? But then now watching it as an adult, now I'm like, that is definitely a dick. Like, that's a big dick, too.
okay, due to Marino allegedly placing the ball incorrectly before the kick and was subsequently committed to a mental hospital for homicidal tendencies, Marino is kidnapped shortly thereafter. You could have just said after, not thereafter.
Halftime.
Ventura visits
So
Einhorn,
psychological.
pitching his theory that Finkel kidnapped both Marino
Let's see
and
that.
Snowflake
Let's
in an
replay.
act of revenge, since the Dolphin has been given Finkel's old team number and a goal trick to boot. He also theorizes that Finkel murdered Podactor. Einhorn compliments Ventura and kisses him. Ventura and Melissa go to the mental hospital, the former posing as a potential
One of the other
patient.
best parts of this fucking movie is him at the fucking hospital, man.
Where he uncovers a newspaper article in Finkel's possession about a missing hiker named Lois
Einhorn.
Not Lewis.
So I'm looking at you guys. Alright. Ventura...
Mi scusi.
Your excuse. Ventura, with a clue from his dog, realizes that Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel uses the fact that the actual Einhorn was missing and presumed dead, but no body found, took on her identity, had surgery to change his gender, and began a career with the Miami Police Department to eventually get revenge on Marino and the Dolphins.
What a long and arduous task.
Bitch is hardcore.
Yeah, no shit. Well, bitch, really?
He became one.
Not really. It's not a dick.
Yeah. You got to go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Not true.
You got to go all the way.
Because you can still go back.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't dedicated if you don't.
I will say, though, he grew himself a nice pair of tits.
It's true. They look pretty real to me.
He was about there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Doesn't it take like years, though, to develop breasts and all that stuff whenever you take those pills? And
yeah, if you're doing it naturally.
Years. Yeah.
Or you could just get the surgery.
You
but
could. But
apparently it had
real.
been years, though. Super Bowl 17, and what Super Bowl were they on?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. It was in '84, and this movie took... So it would have been like...
11 years.
11 years, something like that, yeah.
So,
I'm sorry. Was that expensive piece?
It's possible.
Sure.
On Super Bowl Sunday, Ventura follows Einhorn to an abandoned yacht storage facility where she has Marino and Snowflake held hostage. Einhorn calls the police, framing Ventura for the kidnappings. Melissa and Ventura's friend, police officer Emilio, stage a hostage situation to get the police to listen to Ventura. Ventura strips Einhorn of her clothes to expose her failure to completely change her sex, but is unsuccessful until Marino points out a bulge in the back of her underwear, revealing...
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Gross.
Okay, but like when they were fighting, and he was like ripping off all of her clothes. I know, like she's crazy, but like, why was the reaction to just stand there and like shake?
Yeah, just like twitch.
Like you'd think that you'd try to fight a little bit more if they're taking off your clothes. Like that's your one, like.
I'm gonna say
secret.
though, I've never seen a transgender have such a banging ass body.
I'm just saying, like I don't. That's like your one secret. Like you'd think you'd protect that with your life.
Yeah,
like,
right. Like, hold on, you can't see back there.
Yeah.
I actually pooed in my pants. Sorry.
And you can always hide under the guy that I don't want people to see me. Like
Yeah.
I'm a girl. You know what I mean? Like,
just sit down on the ground and make it look dirty.
Shit.
I pooed.
Or jump in the water, whatever.
Yeah, she just stands there like
twitching, like a weirdo. Yeah.
She was mentally ill.
Yeah, true.
I said that at the beginning. I said I realize that she's like she's crazy, but
yeah.
Still,
she went through years of rising up the ranks, going through surgeries.
Only have it all thrown out in like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Did you just stand there and shake?
The brain just went.
Who knows the ways of men, women?
Men, women.
Fair enough.
Sure.
Where was I? Revealing Finkel's unchanged privates hidden out of view. This confirms that Finkel murdered Put-Actor after the latter had discovered Finkel's secret. Einhorn is arrested by the police after attacking Ventura, and Finkel's ring is identified to have a missing stone.
Finkel matter.
Marino and Snowflake are set free and welcomed back during halftime at the Super Bowl in a match between the Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. Ventura tries to retrieve a valuable albino pigeon, but it is scared off by the Eagles' mascot, Swoop. It had a name?
I didn't know that.
Okay. Causing Ventura to attack him in retaliation.
He did too. He's like,
Fuck that bird.
You just cost me 25 grand.
Polly.
He's like, yeah, whatever. Dude, that shit's great.
I love that that's how they ended as this pet detective lover of all animals.
Beat the shit out of
Hey.
As he's beating the shit out of a bird.
Yeah. Just cost me 25 grand.
Polly.
Swoop.
So when I was a kid, I never put together that this was the same guy that was on In Living Color.
Really?
No.
I love In Living Color.
I do too, but I never put it together.
That's one shit. That's the show they should bring back.
Mm.
Revive In Living Color with like some of the great talents that are out today.
Oh yeah.
Or not even the talents, like bring in new talent, really. Do you guys have any notes you want to cover, or do you? I got one thing, man. Yeah. One thing. So you're telling me, yeah, this dude's crazy. I get it, but you're telling me he spent 11 years plotting his revenge. He went to a mental institute. He got out. He had a sex change, became a cop, worked up through the ranks, all so he could get revenge on Dan Marino. What exactly was the plan with Dan Marino? What was the plan? Just to ruin the Super Bowl? A Super Bowl? I don't understand what the plan. What were they going to do with Dan Marino? Was he going to kill him?
I'm assuming kill him.
Yeah, probably.
That's it though, because like, why didn't she just pull the trigger and kill him then?
Because she wanted him to suffer by watching his team lose.
I don't think he'd care that much over his own life.
I'm assuming it's sort of a Bond plot thing. I don't know.
I don't understand what the whole, it's the end game was. I don't know what the end game was for Finkel. You know what I mean? Like, were you going to kill Dan Marino? Were you going to like just torture him because he can't make it to the game?
That's a good question. But the only thing I got is that it's one of those one of those Bond plot things where they've got to draw it out long enough to maybe. Give you.
I just didn't. I'm thinking like, wait, so you're telling me that he rose up through the ranks, became a detective, like lead police chief, all that stuff. Also, he can get like, why not just live that new life and be done with it? You know what I mean?
Why not just like date Dan Marino to the point you get him alone and then just.
That even
stab him in the
like
chest.
You become this attractive woman, just get like he's got to have one. I don't know if he's got groupies or not, but I don't know what kind of person Dan Marino is. But like, just there's other avenues that you could take to do all that instead of becoming a police officer and a detective.
So is Dan Marino a real football player?
Yeah, he was a quarterback for the Dolphins for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Dolphins is a real team.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Down in Florida. They used to be one of the biggest teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now you don't ever hear from them.
No.
But yeah, I just didn't understand that whole plot.
No, it's a good question. I
get that it's a funnier avenue. It's funnier that way, but it's also really fucking ridiculous.
It's a good question.
So
I can't give you any answer other than it's
right.
It's a plot device.
It's very far fetched. Yeah, obviously it's definitely just a plot device, but.
Let's put it this way. Dan Marino was real big as a quarterback back when the Dallas Cowboys were real big at winning Super Bowls.
Yeah. Dallas Cowboys were... It was always them and the Steelers, man. Them and the Steelers were always going at it.
Raiders.
And the Raiders.
Steelers, Raiders, and Dolphins.
49ers were kind of big back then. I don't even know if they're even called... Are they still called the 49ers? Yeah. I don't know. I haven't kept up with football in years.
49ers are back to being big.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Anyway, I don't know shit about football.
49ers.
You guys got any notes or anything you want to cover?
I liked when he took out his bullshit on Alyssa. Yeah, and you're ugly.
Yeah, and you're ugly.
Why don't you please leave? Why? So you can beat him? Yeah. Saddlebags. It was such a...
So he's so extremely obnoxious through this entire movie, right? Entire movie.
That's Carson.
Until he tries to apologize.
Yes. I said the same thing to Jeremiah. I said that it's the first time you ever actually see Jim Carrey. You know, I remember as a kid, even seeing that and having
he's
seen
always
him,
cartoonish.
Well, having seen him in other movies by this point, and going it's the first time I ever saw him.
Have a serious face.
Yeah. Especially
in this movie, because he is obnoxious through the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that part where he's sneaking into the shark thing.
It's not Snowflake.
Well, the part where he's he hops the post and he goes down, and the part where he pretends to slip, oh my god.
Yeah.
That shit is so fucking stupid. It's so funny.
I love it.
Hops the fence, then hops back over the fence.
Yeah.
and then he goes in there and he's like, "Here's Snowflake, here's Snowflake," and then the shark comes up. He's like, "It's not Snowflake, it's not Snowflake."
It's not Snowflake.
And then he comes out like, "Do not go in there." Woo! That's another quotable moment from the movie that people were. Like I remember coming out of the bathroom where our kids like, "Do not go in there." Woo!
Oh shit.
Classic. All right, is that all you guys got?
I think so.
Alrighty.
Like I said, it reminds me of Carson so damn much.
Sad part is the second one's probably funnier though.
Oh, I love the second one.
Which one's the second one?
Ace Ventura when
Nature Calls.
Nature calls.
They're at least on par.
Yeah, at the very least they're on par.
Yeah.
So many good moments in that, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've
Chicago. Got you. You're out.
I never I always loved that. That was one of the things that they brought into the second one. Chicago.
The fight. Oh my god, the fight.
Oh, between him and the dude, the other guy from In the Living Color. I remember his name, but that fucking fight is hilarious, dude. He gets out, he's like, you're like, I have to fight him? That shit is fucking hilarious. Have you seen the second one?
I don't know.
Oh my god, it's so good. I think it's better than the first one. Personally.
I do too.
So a lot of people like hate the shower scene in this
I think
movie.
it's hilarious.
Dude, I do too. And listen, the reason I think it's still funny today is because, like, if you have anybody, I don't care what your preference is, if you found out that you kissed what you're not attracted to, and you're allowed to have that reaction.
I would agree to that. Like, I don't care what gender you are or what gender you find attractive. I know that if you're not, like, say, attracted to, let's say in my case, I don't want to be kissed by a fucking dog in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a dog's tongue in my mouth. That's disgusting. Why would I fucking want that? So I'm not going to have that dramatic of a reaction.
I will.
But I'm going to have a reaction like, that's fucking
dogs.
disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like in that case, especially if I found out there was a man on me digging his gun into my hip and like had his tongue down my throat, I'm gonna have some fucking problems. I might be a little bit
You might want to
tormented
shower.
by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'd be just like if you're a gay or you're a lesbian and the opposite sex kissed you or did that to you, you would feel the same exact.
Well, okay.
Not
repulsion.
always, but in some cases,
Okay,
yeah,
like,
they're definitely
yeah,
gonna
you would feel
Like,
the same
let's say-
exact repulsion.
Let's say if you're
towards that.
Let's say you're a completely gay male. You have no attraction to a woman at all. The thought of a woman makes you want to throw up.
Yes.
And you find out you were kissed by a girl and you were tricked into it.
Yeah.
And
girl
then
was
that
dressed
same
up
scenario
looking like a
plays
guy.
out for laughs on a movie.
Best bet.
I
I'm
would
taking
still
a
think it was
sponge to
funny.
my
I mean,
tongue.
like,
Yeah.
Right.
Especially that. That would be even funnier. When you're talking about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you throw any other.
If Jim Carrey was gay in this movie and it was a woman that actually did kiss him and he made that reaction,
Yeah.
that shit would be even funnier, to be honest with you.
I'm just
because-
saying, like, it doesn't matter the sexual orientation, the gender, whatever.
It was fun.
The way you would play this out, if you're not attracted to that and you have that reaction to it and it's played for laughs, it's funny no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I don't understand the offensiveness of it.
I don't understand it either. Anyway.
I just like at the end whenever all the men after they find out that
Oh, everybody's like,
Yeah.
like she made out. She apparently made out with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the whole police
I
force.
think Finkel was really not sure about himself.
I don't
there
think so either.
At
Like,
the end,
he was doing whatever he had to get up. He was moving up.
he was
quick in the
rising up
force.
those ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on into
Using his
rating and
mouthpiece.
reviewing Ace Ventura: Pet
Don't
Detective.
say that. Don't say that.
Oh my god.
Let's go, this bitch.
All right. So let's start with Madison.
What about me?
Madison, what did you think of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
I like this movie. I remember watching it whenever we had a VHS because Grandpa Rex brought over Grandma's old VHS and stuff, and we watched it on the VHS because she had the movie on the VHS. And we watched it on there.
It's a lot of detail.
Not really. It's just
You
a lot
watched
of
it on
words.
what?
VHS.
No, I was kidding.
Virtual hyperactive syndrome.
That is not what VHS means.
No, duh. I was
Okay.
making it up. Probably. So, really like this movie. I thought the Mission Impossible, I was confused for a second because I was like, there's no way this originates from this movie.
She asked Anthony, she goes, is this where this music originated? I was like, no, it's Mission Impossible.
I was like, oh, yeah. Because I was like, there's no way. I've never seen Mission Impossible. I don't think. But, I really like this movie. I thought it was goofy, and yeah, Jim Carrey's just as funny as ever. Kind of, his humor kind of did remind me of The Mask, but that's just Jim Carrey.
That was around the exact same time of this movie, though.
He made 3 movies in the same year.
Was that one of them?
Yeah, this, The Mask, and
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, that's right.
Gotcha. Alright, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a 8.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
8. So I love this movie. I thought it was a little more obnoxious from what I remember whenever I was a kid. But I also remember as a kid, like, thinking, is he ever serious in this movie? And then the only time he's ever serious is whenever he goes to apologize to that woman and it gets cut short. So yeah, it was like, all right, so he's just obnoxious through the whole movie. So if you're not prepared for that, it's going to bother you. But aside from that, like, the movie's fucking quotable. It's hilarious. Everything about this movie is hilarious. And Jim Carrey, this is back during, like, in his prime, whenever he was just bringing his A game all the time. And I miss it, man. This is whenever movies were fucking funny and good and completely rewatchable all the time. Mm-hmm. And I miss it, man. I miss this, The Mask, all those movies that he brought back in the day, man. Like Dumb and Dumber. Nice. I remember his movies were like me and Cody's bread and butter, man. We loved anything with Jim Carrey in it. We were watching that shit. Him and Arnold Schwarzenegger were our go-tos. Those were the goats. But watching it as an adult, obviously I don't find it as actually, I take that back. I still find it really fucking entertaining. I do. I love the shit out of this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this movie oh man, it's a tough one. Fuck it, I'll give it a 9. I love this movie. I don't care. I mean, 8.5. 8.5. I'm not gonna blow my load. Blow it too much. I don't want to. I'm gonna save a little.
Okay.
Yeah. Because 2 will probably be a 9.
Yeah, this movie is nonstop with the laughs from the minute you start to the minute you end. It's a lot of physical humor, which I really love. I think that's what was missing for me in The Mask.
This is better than The Mask.
Like, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people really love The Mask. And
what did I give The Mask? Can you tell me?
I don't remember.
Because I think I gave it. I don't know if I gave it as high as. I think I might have given that an 8.
You gave it an 8.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm not a very big fan of The Mask. I think it's because it doesn't have as much of that physical humor where he's
right.
in. Where there is physical humor, most of it's cartoon.
Yeah, there's some CG rendering and things like that.
Yeah. This is him using completely like his body and the things around him, and I love that. I love him and Martin Short do it the best, in my opinion, in the biz. Like when they want to do physical comedy, they're amazing at it. And I think also one thing in this movie I notice the soundtrack playing into what's happening on the screen. I really like that. Especially in this the scene where we were talking about with the compilation where he's going to find the different rings and they're playing that Aerosmith song.
Yeah.
Like it totally fits.
And I like
happening.
The music in this movie more than I did in The Mask. The Mask, some of their spots in The Mask, they had that really cheesy fucking music.
Yeah.
And I don't like. Whereas in this, you don't get any of that cheesy music.
No.
You don't feel cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just noticed how, like, a lot of times the music even lent to what was happening on screen. Like, that part in particular where, the Aerosmith song's playing and it just seemed to play into what was happening. The notes would hit at certain points, when something was happening on screen. And I noticed that about a lot of the different scenes, I guess. The notes playing at certain times. And it blending into what was happening on screen. I like that when the soundtrack and the movie sort of line up. And yeah, I don't know. The humor really lands for me in this physical comedy soundtrack. It all ends together. So I'm with you. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
I told you to let me give me my review. Let me give the review. You're like, yeah, you suck. Like, hold on now, just chill out.
I was only giving you shit. That's why I just kept going.
All right, Eric, what do you think, man?
All right, so this kind of holds kind of dear to me. I mean, I've always really enjoyed this movie.
This is definitely up your alley.
Oh yeah,
100%.
I mean, I've always really enjoyed this movie. The comedy in this has always been gold.
So you weren't here for The Mask, were you?
No.
What would you give The Mask?
The Mask wouldn't be nowhere near this. I mean, The Mask for this, if I had to give The Mask, it'd probably be a 7 compared to this. So, comedy in this is great. The action in it, it's got some good action in it. Plot points are good. The dialogue, they got good dialogue with it. The acting in it, I think the acting in it's great. So I'm going to go in with, I'm going to say 8.5 because, like you said, you know, number 2, so in my opinion, is better.
Yeah.
So.
What does that give us?
8.375.
8.375. That's a pretty good score. I bet the critics don't like it as much.
Probably not.
Well, let's face it.
I don't know.
America's a little too woke nowadays.
I don't know. Jim
so
Carrey.
The whole like transgender making fun of that whole thing, I bet they don't.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see though. Mass, you got them. You got them reviews
What?
on
I
Rotten
was
Tomatoes.
supposed to do it. Why didn't you tell me?
Shut up. You know.
Do I though?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like that one scene in particular, but it pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you guys want
to do the audience? Or I mean the
critic score. I'm going to
first.
say 80. I'm still going to go higher. I'm going to say 82.
Really?
67.
I bet it's not even that high. I bet the critics hate this fucking movie.
It's a.
You got to think. Okay, so look at it from my perspective. This movie came out in 90 or 91?
94.
No, 94. I think 94.
94. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. 94.
Yeah, because it was this.
It came
Mask
out
and
in 94. When did Rotten Tomatoes become a thing?
2000.
Yeah. So this movie was already old. It's already outdated. It's been review bombed. I guarantee it.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Ace Ventura we're talking about.
All right, man. I'm just saying. I'm gonna go with a 50 fucking %.
Dad takes the butter. Butter. It's 47%.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck the critics.
Yeah.
Fuck the
They
critics.
said Jim.
Don't get me wrong. I
Carrey's-
was aiming low. I didn't think it was gonna be that low, but I was aiming low.
They said Jim Carrey's twitchy antics and gross-out humor are on full bombastic display in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, which is great news for fans of his particular brand of comedy, but likely unsatisfying for anyone else.
I think the audience will be higher though.
67. I'm sticking with that.
I'm still saying high. I'm going 82. I'm staying with my 82.
82. It's got to have a lot of nostalgia, man. A lot of people have seen this, but I don't know about. A lot of people are going to find it annoying too.
Fuck them.
What'd you say?
I'm saying 82.
82.
67.
I'm gonna go in the middle, and I'm gonna go 75.
Karen's gonna take it. It's a 57%.
Fuck everybody.
I thought the audience would be a little more on par.
Man.
Yeah.
See, I thought the audience.
Y'all motherfuckers.
That is shitty though.
Star and a half. The opening sequence is kind of funny, but the rest of the film is just pastiche. Repetitive physical humor.
Fuck your own face!
Yeah. 2 stars. Jim
Here comes Eric and swinging with the bumps.
I'm gonna say, you can always tell when it's one of Eric's favorites because after every bad review, he's like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
2 stars by Landon J.
Fuck you, Landon.
Jim Carrey's appearance, in my opinion, or worst appearance, in my opinion. just a little too off the wall retarded. Look, sorry, we can't say that on here. R word. Like, he's got extreme mania, and he's escaped a psych prison ward. Psych prison ward. Is that how you say that? I thought it was just psych ward or psych prison.
Sure. I wouldn't even call it a prison because
I don't
they
think
weren't.
you need the word prison.
Yeah, you don't need the word prison in there because it wasn't a prison. It was a hospital, yes.
I love Jim Carrey, but he's just stupid in this film and not overly in a good way. Okay.
That's what gave him his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so his three, what people will call his holy trinity, are The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Dumb and Dumber.
The three he made in
those
the same
three
year.
movies are what made him huge. Those movies made him huge. And then he came out and did Ace Ventura 2.
Yeah.
And from there, you know what I mean? Like,
just
but
fucking
his
blew
movies
up.
only got like less and less good over time. Liar Liar was a good one. Yes Man was like, I remember Yes Man coming out. It had been so many years since he had done a good movie that we were like, oh my God, this one actually is good. And it wasn't even that great. Like Bruce Almighty was okay. A lot of those other movies were just subpar compared to what he had done in his earlier career.
Show?
Truman Show was more of a wasn't so much a comedy as it was like a drama kind of.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really call it one of his hard comedies. Like, yeah, it's still funny, but it's not. It's more has more of a serious element, I suppose.
Half a star. I'm not sure if this movie didn't age well or if it was this bloody. He must be British or some bloody awful to begin with. This movie only has full on stupidity to offer, and not fun stupidity, the kind of stupidity that makes you lose your brain cells.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
It's funny that comes from Dumb and Dumber, coming from a guy saying it to a guy that's like talking about losing brain cells.
Not even the king, or 1 star, not even the king of the slapstick comedy, Jim Carrey, could save this movie from being boring.
Boring.
Boring? What exactly about this movie was
senseless
boring?
and pointless. It was a waste of time.
Isn't it wild how one movie rides on one person? Entire movie just rides on one single person. Isn't that insane? And Jim Carrey is known as a leading man for that reason, because he can carry an entire movie on his own 2 shoulders by himself.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't even need Courtney Cox or anybody else, or even the entire Dolphins football team.
No.
Or like in the Mask, he doesn't need Cameron Diaz or the guy who played.
I would say especially in The Mask.
Yeah, he definitely. Well, of course, yeah, because
Like,
back then Cameron Diaz was a no-name.
Well, I mean, just in general though, like he's the only thing I really remember about The Mask.
Well, then move on to like Bruce Almighty. I mean, look, dude, like what's her face was in that movie? What's her fucking name?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston was in that movie, and I always forget that she's in that movie because he carries the movie. I mean, obviously him.
You remember him and Morgan Freeman more than anything.
Morgan Freeman, of course, because he plays God, and it's Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
But like even then, so like you go into Yes Man. Like, did you know that like that Zoe Deschanel or whatever her fucking name is in that movie?
I've never seen Yes Man.
Yeah, so like she's in that movie. It's a good
movie.
movie actually.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
Okay,
that's worth watching.
Yeah, it's worth watching. But like he carries that movie. Like he is a leading man. He carries every movie he's in. Same as like the Sonic movies. He plays the bad guy and he carries those fucking movies. And he's not even in it nearly as much as Sonic himself. Like, yeah, Sonic's great, but seeing
Does
Jim
he carry those movies though?
He brings a good presence.
I guess
in it.
Sonic does kind of carry those movies, but whenever Jim Carrey's on screen, he steals the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the only reason why I would say that he doesn't carry the movie is because he's not in a lot of the movie. Because
But when
Sonic
he's
is.
on
But when he's
the
on
screen,
screen with even Sonic, a computer animated, figure for children, he still steals the screen from him. You know what I mean? Like he's more charismatic and funny even at his ripe old age.
That
than a
damn
CG
movie
animated
almost
character.
fucking flopped just because they're CGI.
Yeah, because they're trying to make him look all weird.
Yeah.
And shit. He did.
What
He looked
happened?
weird. the original concept.
His eyes were like
for Sonic
really
was like
fucked
fucked up.
Because I remember seeing a trailer for it.
Yeah, and everyone was like,
freaking
"No,
out.
You done fucked up."
So they automatically like, hold on, we're
Let's
not going to
redo
release
it.
it yet. We're going to go back and redo some CG stuff, and they completely redid Sonic.
Yeah.
Good idea, because
it
he
looks a lot
looked
better
fucking
now.
terrible.
He looks better
Did you
now.
see the meme where somebody put where those fucked up Sonic eyes were? They put Casper when Casper turned into an egg.
Yeah.
In the movie. They put that for Sonic's eyes.
Shit's funny.
1 star. 2 stars. Grosser than it is funny.
What's disgusting about it exactly?
Put that cookie down!
He must
Put
be
that cookie down!
What
He's
the fuck? That's not-
anti-transgender.
1.5 stars. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective's outlandish and bombastic humor would be great if it had anything actually creative or funny to offer. However, the film mostly relies on cheap shock humor, uninteresting or unfunny characters, and one of actor Jim Carrey's most annoying performances.
Well, Lottie frickin'
Exactly what I
1 star. I know this film is beloved by many. I also know that Jim Carrey is very talented, but I found it to be childish and unfunny. What's with all these unfunnies? Unfunny. It's unfunny.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? No! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Unfunny. I'm gonna start saying that. How you guys feel? It was so unfunny. Who says that?
Get your phone away from the thing, for one. And also, don't ever do that. It's weird.
Unlike.
Exactly.
Yeah. I unlike that. That's not...
I unlike that
Yeah.
a lot.
That's so unfunny, you guys.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Exactly.
Alright.
It must be a British thing. I think a lot of these people are British. There were a lot of like Portuguese people in here, and like, is Spanish and Portuguese the same? I don't think so. Spanish people.
You're killing me, Smalls.
So
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry about that. She's
Dyslexic.
she's race blind. That's what I'm gonna go with. She's race blind.
It's a genuine question.
What?
I'm not gonna repeat it.
What'd you say?
1 star. I know this film. Wait. Oh, I wasn't done reading this one, was I? Maybe I just don't get the humor, but I am okay with that.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
You talking to me or the person?
The person.
Okay. You're staring right at me. Feels like he's talking to me. I'm just reading, buddy.
I know.
Okay, 1/2 star by Reginald P. We already know it's gonna be bad because his name's Reginald. No offense to any Reggies out there.
Well, if they're going by Reginald, we are offending them, but not Reggie's.
No, just this one Reggie.
I tripped over his name in my mouth. Sorry. That's what that sounded like.
Wiki.
After 10 minutes of relentless, hyper-deformed, hyper-excessive facial expressions, I had to stop the view because I fell in a true physical discomfort.
Well, there's your first mistake. You were watching The View. Just kidding.
So sorry to say that. I loved Carrey's acting in other movies and respect him, but in his first movies, he was unbearable to me. See. Luckily, later he
When
found
was this
a
review
balance,
posted?
21. Between acting and unleashing the greatest number of strange faces per minute.
I swear to God, as soon as we turned the decade, like in the 2020s, like it was like everybody just grew a fucking vagina, dude, and hates everything.
Yeah.
Every man on this planet is a bitch. Or at least, okay, not on the planet, maybe just in America.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Everybody,
man?
we're all still offensive.
God damn.
Defensive.
No, offended.
No,
They're just offended.
They're offended.
Everybody's offended.
You said offensive.
No, you said defensive.
Well, no, I said offensive, but you know what I
offensive.
meant.
Yeah, you meant, yeah. They're all offended by everything.
Yeah,
I'm
offended.
here to help you guys.
This is
You
not
don't accept
funny.
my help. It's unfunny. This is unfunny.
You got any more?
Men in America need to grow a pair of fucking balls. Grow some fucking marbles.
The marbles. Pull them out of your
Some
mommy's
fucking
purse and
marbles.
put them back in your
Marbles.
pants.
1 star.
You have no marbles.
Yeah.
The first
No
movie of
marbles.
Ace Ventura is cursed with bad
Can't
jokes.
say
2
like
out
An
of
Asian
10.
guy.
I would say
Major
pull your
league.
fucking balls out of your wife's purse, but you probably don't got a wife because you're still living in mommy's basement. So pull them out of your mommy's purse and put them back in your pants. Am I wrong?
Doubt
No.
it.
Stop letting
Gagged.
mommy coddle you and pop her titty out of your mouth and become a man.
Gagged. 2.5 stars by, oh my god, Emiliano Jr. S. Okay. Excessive. Okay.
Are
I
you
thought
offended by that?
Yeah. I am offended by how long your name is. It's
I don't like it at all.
It's unfunny.
Unlike.
It's Billy Winkus.
Shut up!
Yeah. Shut up, Emiliano. Emiliano. I thought I was watching The Mask with the same slapstick jokes. That's it. That's
Okay.
all he said.
Exactly what I heard from every review.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get the dick out your mouth.
put that dick out of your mouth and pull your balls out of your mommy's purse.
You all mobster for a second.
Oh man. Anyway, that's your review for fucking Ace Ventura.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Karen, how about some of that sweet ass fucking trivia? Let's get into some happier shit.
I jumped the gun.
Oh, we're only at an
What's in
hour
the box?
and a
We're not
half.
doing the
I
box.
jumped the gun. I know.
It's okay. I know. You blew your load a little early. It's
It
okay.
happens.
Are we doing
definitely
the
happens.
box? We're not even doing the box today.
We're not doing. No, we're not doing the box.
We'll do the box.
He did it. He
on-
said he just blew his
I
load a little
said
early.
jump the gun. Damn it.
Whoa! Okay.
Fuck.
He's got 6 kids. He's always blowing his load early.
Mi scusi.
Why do
Is
you
that
have to
what you
make
tell
everything
Kendra every
so
time?
weird?
Mi scusi.
Not very often, but it happens.
Happens to me a lot.
Okay.
She's
Run.
like, last time it was I didn't even get my pants off. Like, oh shit.
Just gotta sound like Mortal Kombat. Round 2. Let's go.
Get over here. Finish her.
Flawless victory.
You're right. It is like Mortal Kombat.
It'd be like Street
man.
Fighter. Hadouken!
Babality. Or she breaks up with you. Friendship. Friendship again? Oh man. You come out with scratches all over your back. Brutality.
Brutality.
Oh man. Sex lives are like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Next question.
I didn't know we were asking questions.
We're on trivia.
No question.
I mean, this
Nobody
is part
has
of.
a
I mean, this is
question
trivia right now.
Yeah.
Human life is full of curiosity and questions and stuff, and none of you have a single one right now to change the topic.
Not at all.
No.
Karen, about the trivia.
We're talking games and everything.
Don't bring it back. We're trying to get off.
Full circle.
Me and Joseph can be on this topic all damn
Oh,
night.
yeah, we're dudes. We can throw out
We can
innuendos
keep
all
going.
day.
And going.
Innuendos all day.
Okay. Anyways, Karen, trivia. And that is.
She's letting the shit just ride out. Like, we're gonna let them burn themselves out.
Karen,
That
don't do
happens
We'll
too.
be here for the next half hour, and then we'll be on schedule again.
I'm good.
Go ahead, Karen. Sorry.
The voice of Ace Ventura and the manner in which he speaks was added by Jim Carrey only after several read-throughs of the script. The voice was something Carrey used in his stand-up routine. The "alrighty then" and the catch was the catchphrase of one of his stand-up characters, and after the lines from the script weren't feeling right, he added it to the script and read through it again using that voice for all of the lines. It was such an improvement that it became the main Ace Ventura personality trait. The short scene during the party where Ace pulls the cellist's arm as he walks by, making him produce a false tone, was improvised by Jim Carrey.
That shit was funny.
What?
And the dude didn't even move or anything. He just kept playing.
Well, in the part 2, when he's like walking in, when they were first walking in, and he's like doing this like weird movement, that was him too.
I feel like most of it.
I say most of it has to be improvised.
Oh yeah. Ace Ventura compares Ray Finkel's room to Hannibal Lecter's prison cell from The Silence of the Lambs. 17 years later in Jim Carrey recounted that he asked Anthony Hopkins to dinner and discovered that his approach to Ace Ventura was the same as Hopkins to Hannibal Lecter. They moved like animals. Carrey based Ventura's movement on birds, and Hopkins based Lecter's movements on reptiles. Carrey confessed that...
It's funny, because now that I think about it, the way he walks and shit, he is kind of like a bird. He kind of like struts and like moves his head in weird ways like a bird. Yeah, I see it.
Carrey confessed that Hopkins was becoming Hannibal Lecter right at the table, and it kind of creeped him out. Jim Carrey revealed on Inside the Actors Studio that he based Ace Ventura specifically on a cockatiel or a parakeet.
Yep.
The clothing I picked was all like a colorful bird, a tropical bird. The walk was bird-like, everything
His
about...
hair.
Even
His
through...
hair, yep.
He said everything was about a bird. When I spoke, everything was based on a bird, even the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The original concept was that the pet detective character was a bumbling idiot until Jim Carrey was cast and his character was rewritten. Carrey reportedly had two conditions for doing the movie. The comedy had to be as zany as physically possible, and his character, despite his quirks and eccentricity, should be good at what he does. His contention was that it would be funnier that the character be actually smart, despite the eccentricity.
Yeah, because if he was a bumbling buffoon and didn't know what he was doing or not good at his job, it wouldn't be nearly as funny.
Well, yeah, and you think back to like some of the best detectives on TV and in sitcoms and stuff.
Very
like
eccentric.
Columbo.
Yeah,
Columbo. He was always that. Like everybody thought he was an idiot right up until he
Monk
got your ass.
Even Monk. You want to go newer detective shows than that. Monk is one of them. He's kind of like very eccentric. He's got all these OCDs. But he's extremely good at what he does. He's very smart, and it plays well.
It's just I'm saying, like, it's in a sort of something that a formula that's always worked is like the person that you're always under. You're always kind of like, yeah, we don't have to worry about that guy.
Psych is another one.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that guy. He's look at him.
He poses as a psychic, but he's actually just essentially the best detective you know.
It's just like them TV show House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ass-talking scene started in Living Color. Frustrated one day with Keenan Ivory Wayans' constant rejection of his pitched sketches, Jim Carrey stood up and read a sketch from his butt in Wayans' direction. The two almost fought before Wayans walked out of the room. Later, we sat down and talked, and everything was cool. So he came up with the idea of talking out of his ass because he was pissed.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Keenan Ivory Wayans, though, he's the one who ran the fucking show, though, so...
Right.
I could see him being probably kind of difficult to deal with. I could see that.
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston told a story about visiting Courtney Cox and bringing a copy of this film to watch. Courtney refused to watch it.
Refused to watch what?
This movie.
Why?
Ace Ventura.
Courtney Cox refused to watch the movie? Why? What a bitch.
What am I gonna say?
Why were you our creator profile this week, Courtney Cox? I bet you are a cock in real life. I don't know you, so I'm not going to judge you.
The screenplay...
Continue.
The screenplay is credited to Jack Bernstein, Tom Shadyac, and Jim Carrey, but writer Steve Odekirk, who would later write and direct Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, and Carrey would work on jokes for Pet Detective from midnight until 4 a.m. after working 15 or 16-hour days on In Living Color. Odekirk described himself and Carrey as two giddy idiots tossing jokes around. Jim Carrey recruited Dan Marino for the movie by meeting him for lunch as Ace Ventura and harassing other patrons. Their characters got beheaded, says Tom Shadyac, as he's bringing up another instance where the film originally went much darker. He's referring to Einhorn's two goons. The scene was filmed as is, but when Ace lets go of the hook that hits them each in the head, it knocks their heads completely off. Ace then wipes blood off of the hook and says something about telling his attorney there was no intent. It was ultimately cut. Can you imagine? Like
the tone of the movie.
The tone of the
movie. You watch this entire movie, and then towards the end, you just see him decapitate these two dudes.
The entire tone, you're like,
What the
That
fuck?
that just took a turn.
Shit just got real fucking crazy.
Yeah. The scene where the attractive young woman seduces Ace Ventura to avoid paying the detective's fee was improvised by Jim Carrey.
The snowflake just starts circling their dead body.
Playing with their heads like a football.
Yeah. Just bottom them up.
Most of the Miami Dolphins in the film and all halfway through the film when Ace is inspecting each of their rings were played by real players. Mm-hmm. Tom Shadyac mentions Jeff Uhlenhawk, who plays the Dolphin at the urinals, now plays for his team, the Washington Redskins. This was the same player who stepped in for Sean Young, who was not an experienced kicker. Uhlenhawk made the kick in the hole in the roof of the warehouse on every take.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's no way she did that.
Mm-mm. No, it was the guy at the urinals.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
When Ace first sneaks past Mr. Chickadance watching television in the apartment, he is watching a game show. This is actually the You Can't Win show from the evil cable system in Stay Tuned, another Morgan Creek production which would not be released until 6 months after this film. Before Jim Carrey was attached to the movie, there were other actors considered before he was. The first choice for Ace was Rick Moranis, but Moranis turned down the role in order to do the Flintstones instead. After Moranis said no, Judd Nelson was then considered for Ace. Alan Rickman was also considered. Then, after having trouble finding an actor for the lead...
Alan Rickman?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The filmmakers considered changing Ace...
Imagine the said robot.
Yeah.
Ace to female and changing the name to Alice Ventura. If that happened, their first choice would have been Whoopi Goldberg. After deciding to keep
I'm
Ace...
glad they did not bring in... That movie would have flopped so hard.
After deciding to keep Ace male and keep looking for male actors, filmmakers then approached Rob Schneider to play Ace, but Schneider turned down the movie as he wasn't interested.
I'm glad.
Eventually, filmmakers noticed Jim Carrey performing on the show in living color and developed an interest in having Jim Carrey play Ace Ventura. The actor playing Ray Finkel...
I'm glad they brought in Jim Carrey, though, and he made it his own thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because, as much as I love Rick Moranis, and maybe he would have brought something different to the character, and we would have loved it for a different reason, but, I can't see him in this role.
Jim Carrey
you know
brought
what I mean?
this character to life.
Yeah, I couldn't see him in this role. I couldn't see it. I don't see Rick Moranis carrying an entire movie on his shoulders. I love Rick Moranis. He's great.
Off.
He does. He bounces off of people better.
They all played together back then.
Whenever he did he did the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movies and all that. Even then, he couldn't balance those movies because the kids were the main focal point of that movies. And then later on, they did Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and I think they were trying to concentrate more on his character. And even that didn't work because he can't carry a movie like that because you're right. He bounces off of people. He bounces off of other people. Rick Moranis hasn't been obviously he hasn't been around for a long time, but he was only best in his prime back in the day, during Spaceballs, Ghostbusters, shit like that. You got more towards, after he took that fucking payday from Honey, We Shrunk the Kids, his comedy went in the shitter. It went in the toilet. Because he just wasn't as funny as he used to be. I mean, he did Bully, and that was okay, but he had Tom Arnold in that to bounce off of, and that worked. Even though Tom Arnold's a terrible actor, it worked. That movie isn't bad. But, Rick Moranis in this movie would not work. It wouldn't work at all. They'd have to bring somebody else in for him to bounce off of. You know what I mean? Sidekick, partner, even a dog, whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? A trained dog or whatever.
Yeah. Just somebody he could work with.
A monkey, honestly. The monkey that he had in his apartment could have been his little sidekick for the whole fucking movie. And that might have worked.
Finkel and Einhorn, Finkel and Einhorn, Finkel. Quitter! The actor playing Ray Finkel in the photo of the Dolphins group shot is actually Sean Young in a wig and a fake mustache. If you pay attention, when Ace is first informing Lieutenant Einhorn about his Ray Finkel theory, on the desk there are 2 apples and a banana positioned in a suggestive manner. This foreshadows the fact that Lieutenant Einhorn is actually the male Finkel. Additionally, in the scene where Ace is proving the screen came from inside Roger Predactor's apartment, he picks up Roger's dog. Shortly after, Einhorn walks up to them and the dog starts barking at Einhorn. This is likely foreshadowing that she was previously at the apartment and the one who killed Predactor. According to Courtney Cox, while filming her sex scene with Jim Carrey, all the animals in Ace's apartment had to be chained down. But the squirrel would get loose and jump on the penguin. The penguin would bite the cockatoo, and soon all hell would break loose, and I'd find myself under the blanket with Macaw. And that's it.
That's fucking funny, dude. It's just like, oh hell, could you imagine being in the bed like, holy shit, one of these fuckers are gonna get alive and bite me in the face. Like, I bet Peter was all over that set. Like,
I just like that it was like a whole like domino effect.
Yeah, where one started
would get
it, then
loose
the
and
next
jump
one.
on the penguin would bite the cockatoo, and soon all hell breaks loose.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, episode Pod 99. Man, oh my god, that's fucking crazy. We've come so far, Karen. Me and you especially. We've done every single fucking episode. Me and Karen haven't missed a single pod. Not a single. I don't think. Right? Mm-mm. No, we haven't missed a single fucking podcast. Mm-mm. Unlike these two assholes. I'm just fucking with you guys.
I came in, I think, what was it, 20 something?
20, I believe.
Somewhere around there.
We had done around, not even 20, I don't think. I think it was less than that even. I don't remember.
It was Fury Road.
It was Fury Road, yeah. Because it was right after Damnation Alley. That was the last one we did with Matt. It'd be nice to have Matt just come on as like a guest for like one episode.
I was actually going to talk to you about that, too.
Well, I would, but I don't know what his schedule looks like or anything, so I'm not going to bother him with it.
Mad Max Fury Road was episode 20.
Episode 20? Okay.
Episode 20.
So, we really appreciate all of you who have stuck by us this whole time and supported us. Alec is one of the biggest ones for us. Alec is really, he's thrown our name out there, he's pushed our podcast, and he's helped, and he's really supported us. And I think you know, in some wider range, we've also supported him in some ways. It helped him, you know, a lot too, and I love that. So, but I'm glad he supported us this whole time, and I'm glad for all of you that stuck around from the beginning, or even the new ones that are just now getting into us and listening to us. We really appreciate you too. Like this is not easy for us every week, but we still love doing it every week.
True.
We don't I don't see us slowing down at all because we still love doing it. I look forward to podcast night every week. Like this is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
It's clean down here. There's a bunch of spider webs.
Madison said she's going to clean up for us down here. That's cool.
Did not say that.
Volunteer.
So
Did not say that. There's too many spider webs.
Shut up. I'm trying to talk.
Sorry.
So if you like, you know, for those of you that have been around this whole time or are just coming in, stick around because there's a lot more to come. We have so many more movies to do and so many more shenanigans to get into. You know what I mean? And,
different ideas coming up.
Different ideas. It's been kind of like, you know, a steady pace of podcasts here lately, like the same routine every because I know that a lot of people don't like change, and I don't really like changing things because it makes it harder on everybody.
Yep.
You know, and we all work for a living. We don't, you know, this isn't something we do because we're bored at home and have nothing better to do with our time. You got to understand, sometimes we fight to get to this podcast sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, hell, I've watched the movie right before we come down to record the podcast, you know, just because I didn't have time throughout the week to do it.
Yep.
So just know that we do this for you, and we appreciate those of you that do listen and watch us, and we love you all for it. So, right, Karen?
Absolutely.
I mean, we would love to be paid for the podcast, and this be
oh
our
yeah,
job.
If I could do this for a job,
yeah, I mean,
great,
we would be able to make a lot more content.
That's just not reality for us. So, but like I said, we appreciate all of you, and we're glad that you stuck around with us, and we love you all, man. 100% love you all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, next week we are going to do our 100th podcast. and we're going to have a watch. We're gonna all sit down and watch. I don't think Madison will be here.
I'll be at mom's anyway.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying.
This weekend.
But Jeremiah will be here, and we're gonna sit down and we'll watch the original House on Haunted Hill, and we will review bomb and talk
lady.
that shit. Yeah, talk about the floating lady.
Floating blind lady.
Yeah, it's some ridiculous shit, and we hope that you guys all. Sorry about Spotify and the audio version, but we will have the video up on YouTube. So always
watch us there.
Yeah, I mean, I can always post it on. I can post it on Spotify, but all you're gonna hear is audio from the movie. You're not gonna actually see the movie. So all you're gonna be doing is like, what are they looking at? You know what I mean? Like the whole time.
You'll be hearing our reaction. That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So
don't go that way. Don't go in that room.
What are you doing? No, Vincent Price, don't do that. Anyway,
you
like,
dumb
oh
bitch.
my god.
Don't say you'll be back. You won't be back.
You won't be back. You won't be back.
I'll be back.
In that
No, you
room.
won't.
So join us next week whenever we do that movie on YouTube, and we're gonna have a fucking blast. We're gonna have a blast.
I don't think I've ever watched the first movie. First
I don't
House
think
on
you
Haunted.
haven't.
Probably
You
not.
haven't.
So that'd be my first reaction.
It's fun.
There you
It's
go.
honestly,
Jeremiah's
it's
never
not
seen
a
it
bad
either.
movie. He's
No.
never seen it either. Oh
Nope.
man.
There we go.
Well, me and Karen,
Yeah,
we
at
already
least
know we're in
two
I've seen it
real
like 2 or
reactions.
3 times. So
This will make my fourth time.
fourth, yeah, I think this would be my third or fourth time.
So you at least see my real reaction.
Yeah. Anyway, so till next week, don't forget to check out all the social stuff, and thank you so much for all the support. We love you all, and we're glad you're here with us.
Mwah.
Yep. So until next week, bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
I'll be back.